Welcome to another episode of Cool Cars. Steve here. Now, I said I was going to bring a segment, so that I could show you some of the cool cars that kind of pass by me that, I'm not going to be working on this, but these are cars that you just don't see every day. This one here, I think, is a 1950 or a 51 Jeep Station Wagon. Not very many of these things out there. And believe it or not, it's a two-wheel drive. You don't see that very often. You just assume that with the Willy's Jeep back in them days, everything was four-wheel drive. Well, not this one. So it was, I guess, your grocery getter or your bakery guy would own it, or somebody. And it's actually kind of a cool little vehicle. So let's go do a little bit of a tour and show you some of the things that makes this unique. Alright, I think the last time this one here was on the road, this says 67. So this has not been on the road since. And everything's there. Just have to re-chrome this. The grill's not too bad a shape. I tell you what, if they ever build things tough back then, you can't even move that. Well, this little guy here, it rocks a 4-cylinder, and you just can't imagine it having too much power or going too fast down the old road. Just a single carburetor, one barrel, but very, very simple. You can see we've got the vacuum windshield wipers. So this is just classic old. Radiator doesn't look too bad. I don't see any leaking anywhere. But apparently this motor here is not seized, and I don't know how many miles it has on it, but we'll see if we can look on the odometer. But not too sure the size on the motor. I'm sure that someone out there will tell me what they used to have. But I bet you if that thing got started, you wouldn't even be able to hear it. It'd sound like a sewing machine. This one, they call it a Willy's Overland, and it has 78,353 miles on it. That is actually quite a nice little instrument cluster. And of course you got the little ashtray up top. That is cool. So we move over to the glove box. It says, you have to take my word for it, it says Jeep Station Wagon. Couple extra parts in there. Not too sure what some of these knobs are for, but everything has its purpose in life. You can see the heater here, just got a knob. I guess that controls all your heat. Yeah, it'd be like driving a Volkswagen Beetle, I bet. Doubt that it'd be that warm in here in the winter. The driver's door can't open, so I can't get a good shot here of the steering wheel, but just look at that steering wheel. A little bit of love, that thing be right back to just absolutely wonderful. And then you got the Willy's badge. That, nothing says classic like that. And this is looking out the front window. You got the rear view and a light up there. You don't see a light up at the front very often. But, I'm looking around this, and it looks pretty darn good. The roof on it is in beautiful, beautiful shape. Alright, that's a step going into the station wagon, and it says Willy's Overland. I'm sure that would be a tough one to get, that part right there. Be interesting. But this one here, there's the seat here for the passenger, and then the driver, it's got a lot of room out there. But the seats are in it. They're in good shape. They just need to be reupholstered. When I say good shape, I'm saying that the metal isn't all rusted away. You got to look past the ugly upholstery, because that's all going to get changed anyway. On my last shot of the floor pan, you saw the rust on there. The only other place we can really see any rust is on this tailgate down at the bottom here. And you know, these little lights they got on the back, it looks original. And this looks like, well, it's made out of some real serious metal. So back in the day when they built things tough. And here's another thing that's pretty special about this. The rear bumper is in really nice shape. Got a small dent right here, but you can send that off to the chromers. No bumper on the front, which makes it a little bit tough. And then on the back here, it's just a little split window. You know, I don't know too much about Jeeps. I've never really been into them, but I don't know whether or not you can get all this rubber for, you know, these old Willys. But I'm sure that somebody will tell me. There's a lot of people out there that love these vehicles. Oh, we got a little rust up here. Pretty easy to fix this stuff. You know why you get rust up here? Mice. Their urine is does a lot of damage. Give you a shot down the side. This is really neat how they've got the you know, the gas filler in here, kind of recessed in. That's kind of modern, but when you run your hand down that, that's pretty darn good. We're a little weak down here on the bottom, but for something that's about as old as this thing, that's pretty darn good. It looks like this window here, if you look at it, it's hard for me to get in here. Well, maybe I will. But these are sliders. Oh, the one that slides on the other side too. I can bring you over to the other side and show you that. That is really cool. So, no crank, just a slider. I got windows in my house just like that. Alright, you can see the handle there for the sliding window. It looks pretty cool. Now I'm just looking at the panels here. You know, this stuff is hard to fix if this was bashed in. But, you know, you run your hand down here, there's a little bit of a dent there. Little guy down here. The door's got a little bit of rust, but for the most part, these doors would be a challenge if they were bashed in and they're in really nice shape. This has got some potential to it. This is a cool little car. Cool little Jeep. It's two-wheel drive, which makes it, you know, it would be nicer if it was four-wheel drive, but you don't really necessarily have to have that when you're not going to drive this in the winter anyway. So two-wheel drive is just fine and dandy. We are missing one wiper blade, but it does have one for this side, which is alright. Window trim looks good. Of course, looks like almost, well, 3/4 of the glass would have to be replaced. And of course you got your vent here, which here in Alberta, that's air conditioning in the old days. Not too bad, little dent right there. That's probably because this hood come up and hit right there, because the hinge is broken. It's kind of neat, these front fenders. You can see they come and they flare all the way down here. I don't know what the purpose of that is. Not sure. One thing I did notice is there's no spot here for a mirror. So whether or not you'd want to put something in there, or if there is something that you know, is period correct to these, you know, that there's something on something else, don't know. Like I said, don't know too much about them. But give me your comments. What would you do with this? You know, we were talking maybe a little V6 in here. You know, of course, you know, if you're just going to let it stay original with the 4-cylinder, you're probably only going to get 55 miles an hour down the highway. That's pretty slow. But if you were to modernize this up a little bit, you know, this could be a cool little runner. It would sure turn a lot of heads. I know I've never seen one. But give me your comments on it. Tell me what you would do with it. And I'm kind of excited to have brought you this, you know. I'm sure that a few of you out there have seen them before. But this is my first time. So thanks for watching today. You know, we got a couple more. I'm out at a farmyard right now. And he's got some other real cool cars that we're going to do in the future. And this is only one of. So there's more to come. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.